In a seismic moment for Britain, Lucy Connolly, a mother of two, is set to walk free from prison next week after a controversial conviction over a single social media post she deleted mere hours after sharing. The case, which has gripped the nation, has become a lightning rod for outrage over free speech, political bias, and the heavy hand of the state. Connolly's imminent release isn't just a personal victory, it's a blazing rebuke to a system that many believe has lost its way, punishing words while letting graver crimes slide. Her story is a rallying cry, a middle finger to those who think they can silence dissent without consequence. The public's response has been nothing short of explosive. Over £157,000 has poured in from thousands of supporters across the UK and beyond, funding her recovery and sending a deafening message. People are fed up with the state's overreach. This isn't just about one woman, it's about a nation pushing back against laws weaponized to crush free expression. Connolly's case exposes a rotten truth. Say the wrong thing, even fleetingly, and you could lose years of your life, while others walk free for far worse. Her deleted post, made in the wake of a horrific crime, was deemed hate speech, landing her a sentence of over 2.5 years. The absurdity of it burns. A mother jailed for words she retracted, while the justice system seems to shrug at more serious offenders. The groundswell of support for Connolly isn't just sympathy, it's fury. People see her as a victim of a government and legal system obsessed with policing thought over upholding fairness. The fact that her words were gone within hours only sharpens the sense of injustice. Why was she pursued so relentlessly? Why was her life appended for something so transient? These questions aren't going away, and they're about to get louder. In a move that's sure to rattle the halls of power, Connolly has been invited as a guest of honor to a major parliamentary debate on free speech. Days after stepping out of her cell, she'll stride into Westminster, a living symbol of resistance against a state accused of trampling on liberty. Her presence will be a gut punch to those who thought this case would fade quietly. For Keir Starmer and the Labour government, this is a nightmare unfolding in real time. A case they likely hoped would serve as a warning to others is now a blazing spotlight on their own failures. The optics are brutal. A woman jailed for a deleted post, backed by a movement that sees her as a martyr for free speech, walking into the heart of the establishment. Labour's crackdowns on speech and political opinions are under fire, and the timing couldn't be worse. Public unease is boiling over, with growing anger at the blurring line between debate and criminality. Connolly's release, and the tidal wave of support behind her, will only amplify the charge that the law is being used to target specific views. This isn't just a legal battle, it's a cultural war. The contrast is stark and damning. Connolly's months in prison for a fleeting post stand against a justice system that often hands lighter sentences to violent offenders. That discrepancy is fuel for a movement that's not just about her, it's about the principles of fairness, free expression, and a system that seems increasingly rigged. Her release marks not the end but the start of a new fight, one where the government will face relentless scrutiny over its priorities. Starmer's administration may have thought they could make an example of her. Instead, they've created a symbol of defiance. Meanwhile, another firestorm is brewing in Britain's schools. Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson has sparked outrage by defending teachers' rights to demand gender-neutral honorifics like MX in classrooms. The move, tied to a case where a non-binary teacher insisted on the title, has been slammed as confusing and harmful to children. Fiona McAnina of the Sex Matters campaign didn't hold back, tearing into the policy as a dangerous departure from reality. Forcing kids to navigate these demands, she argues, undermines trust and sows confusion at a critical age. McAnina's point is razor-sharp. A teacher's personal identity shouldn't trump the clarity and safety of a child's education. The idea that a title could destabilize a classroom might sound trivial, but it's not. It's a symptom of a broader push to prioritize ideology over reason, and McAnina's not having it. She's calling for urgent guidance from the Department for Education to stop schools from being caught in the crossfire of these cultural battles. The stakes are high. Education and safeguarding must come first, not a teacher's desire to redefine reality. Phillipson's response, that teachers can make such requests while balancing others' views, feels like a dodge, a weak attempt to straddle a line that's already fraying. The backlash is fierce because it cuts to the core of what's at stake, truth versus ideology. McAnina's blunt take, that this is nonsense distracting from proper education, resonates with a public tired of seeing reality bent to appease a vocal minority. The fight over MX isn't just about a word, it's about whether schools are places for learning or battlegrounds for identity politics. As Andrew Pierce put it, this is obscure woke nonsense, and McAnina agrees, warning that indulging these demands sends a dangerous message to kids, that reality is optional. The push for gender-neutral titles, she argues, dismisses the hard-won clarity that sex is binary and shouldn't limit opportunity, but also shouldn't be denied. The government's forthcoming guidance can't come soon enough because schools are stuck in limbo, forced to choose between accommodating teachers' demands or prioritizing students' needs. These two stories, Connolly's fight for free speech and the battle over classroom titles, aren't separate. They are fronts in the same war over truth, freedom, and who gets to define both. Connolly's release will ignite fresh debate, her presence in Parliament a stark reminder that every act of state overreach breeds resistance. The public's rage, channeled through donations and protests, shows a nation unwilling to be cowed. On the education front, the pushback against Phillipson's stance signals a rejection of policies that confuse rather than clarify. Both cases expose a government on shaky ground, caught between enforcing its vision and facing a public that's had enough. The questions raised, about fairness, free expression, and the role of reality in public life, won't vanish. They'll burn brighter, fueled by every injustice, every misstep, every attempt to silence or obscure. Connolly's story, like the fight in Britain's schools, is a warning. The people are watching, and they are ready to fight back.